Good morning.
I'm Belinda Jones. I'm the circulation manager for the Oxford Eagle. I try to keep chaos from happening. The circulation department is probably different from any other department at the Eagle. We're the ones responsible for getting the paper into the homes, delivered correctly, and of course if you don't get your paper correctly, we're the ones you call. If you're missing an insert, these fine ladies back here are the ones who insert our ads into the paper. And our day consists of making sure the ads get here, making sure the right ones are inserted, making sure that not only just the ads but the different sections are put into the paper, and then in a timely fashion are sent out to the carriers where they're bundled up. They're bundled with the information that the carriers need, like for new starts or somebody that's stopping for vacation, and then they deliver the papers to you. I guess I'd have to say not getting the paper to the customer is the worst problem, and that's our biggest thing is to take care of that problem, making sure that they're getting a dry, readable paper about the same time every day, delivered in about the same location every day.
On March 1st of 2010, the Oxford Eagle made a very special delivery. Its new website, which took 5 months and a professional website designer to develop.
It works so well we're able to do it ourselves. That's been a really critical thing. As a small newspaper, we don't have a web department. You know, that doesn't exist here. So it needed to be something that that we could actually use ourselves. Obviously, today most of us live online, and so we want to have a strong online presence. We want to be able to reach our readers where they are with the news that they need when they need it. Additionally, we wanted to add online subscriptions, so allow people to actually subscribe to the full newspaper online. But the main trick, of course, is figuring out how to do that, how to make that work. Newspapers are still trying to figure out what to do with the web, and particularly for a paper our size, we don't have a lot of good models. We don't really relate to the New York Times, for example. So it was a matter of figuring out a balance that would work for us.
So for now, the Oxford Eagle is experimenting with a hybrid model of both free and paid subscription.
And the internet will not save newspapers. Although most newspapers have websites and have had for a while, newspaper websites make up less than 10% of newspaper ad revenue.
People won't make the kind of money they have done in the past with newspapers, but the media are an absolute essential for a democracy.
And I think it's necessary because we all have a natural curiosity, and journalism is the best way to satisfy that.
Journalism is a necessity for our everyday lifestyle.
For something to be really journalistic, it should give you a perspective other than your own and an insight into something that you would otherwise not know about.
One of the biggest mistakes that I felt that occurred in our industry is every time a new medium comes along, we dive headfirst and we ignore the established medium that have been so good to us for so many years.
That's one reason why in 2009, Dr. Husney, aka Mr. Magazine, why he created the Magazine Innovation Center at the University of Mississippi.
And if we don't adapt and change and use from technology stuff that will enhance our print product, we are going to die. I want to make sure that we are going to use the web, the digital, everything that's coming along to ensure that we have a print future, because I'm one of those people who believe that the print experience is different than the digital experience. I have all the technology. I mean, just look around my office. Hunk if you love Jesus, text if you want to meet him. Here's the iPad, you know, I did spend my $800 to get this. Here's my laptops. I mean, here's my flip camera, I have the technology. But the thing is, how can we use that technology to enhance our profit centers, to enhance that experience that humans have with the sense of ownership, with the sense of showmanship, with the sense of membership with a printed product.
We've been here for over 140 years, and it doesn't mean that, you know, they're not good new products, but we have, during all that time of span, we have tried to put out the best product that we can.
People tell me, oh, look how great is the pictures on the iPad. Well, look how great the pictures are in foreign magazines, because they use much better quality paper, much better quality printing. So it's not like either or. I mean, it's again, how much value, how much investment are we doing in what we are providing?
The other thing we want to do is be a reflection of the community in the community. We want to be able to tell you what you can do here, what you did do here, what's coming up. We want to give you the information you need to be a local citizen, to take part in all the local things. We want to tell parents when they got to sign their kids up for soccer, and then we want to have a picture of the soccer game and the scores and how many goals their kids scored, because we just love to be that refrigerator material or scrapbook material.
On a screen, I can get it in print, I can get it in this futuristic, non-screen screen that I can project with 3D from my eyeglasses. But we are much more than content providers. I mean, as journalists, as creative people, we are experience makers. I mean, that's what I'm telling my students now. We're no longer creating journalists. We are creating experience makers. Don't focus on the platform. Focus on the experience.
Our journalism school exists because a man made a major donation, and he made that donation with the understanding that we would present classes in which people would learn how to use new media as well as traditional media. And so as a result, we're trying to be on the cutting edge of what needs to be done.
You're having to put pieces of the puzzle together, and you have to track down those pieces.
If journalism dies, it will just be whoever has the most money, commercial media will take over, and whoever has the most money to voice their opinions will be the opinion.
Journalism is how we learn about anything that's going on, whether it be entertainment or politics, just something that's going on in your hometown.
I think journalism will be around for a long time.
But yeah, that's about all. Thanks.
In a small town like this, I've never thought as much about what a story means on an individual level. You know, when you're in a big city like Boston or Memphis, there's I don't know, there's some sort of anonymity to it. We always do our job, you know, professionally, and you know, do those stories about, you know, people you know who've gotten in trouble, and you gotta, you know, put that in the paper, and it's somehow a little bit harder, or more, it's more personal, I guess, because, you know, we know so many of the people that we're writing about.
It's an interesting balance, because in a lot of times you're writing about friends, or you're writing about somebody that you work with in a different capacity. So it's hard to, you really have to focus on ethics of journalism and how you divide that up.
And you really develop relationships with your sources. You know, they aren't just sources, you actually wind up calling some of them friends.
In 1968, Judge Keedy, who was a federal judge, he issued a court order in the federal court in Greenville, Mississippi, that the school districts of Oxford and Lafayette County, they would become integrated. going from a segregated school to integrated schools, it probably was accomplished in Oxford and Lafayette County, probably with as much ease and success as any district in the whole United States. So to have had a part in trying to lead our people during that crucial time, from a standpoint of news stories, editorials, I look at this as probably one of the most important things that we've, issues that we've had to be a part of.
One of the things is some people criticize the paper because it doesn't have that much emphasis on world news, but I don't find that a shortcoming at all, because you can get the New York Times, or you can get other major newspapers, Time magazine. I think the Oxford Eagle really fills the niche of this little town.
So we always find room for more, and if the consumers can adapt and find room for other things, why can't the publishers? Why can't be the people behind the scenes who are creating those experiences say, I can find something else?
I think we have to be aware of the technologies that's out there, and we can't just keep our head in the sand and say, we're always going to be there. I think you have to be aware of the technology, but the basic thing, I just hope that we will always do a complete job as far as reporting events in our community and dealing with issues, that we need to deal with.
Small community newspapers, like the Oxford Eagle, the ones that have managed to survive time and technology, have done so by adapting. From the printing press to the internet, reaching the readers and giving them a product they find useful is a business strategy that seems ageless.
I think there'll always be a place for community newspapers, as long as you commit yourself 100% to do a good job.